Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation GoldenEye, turn 8.1, Germany. It is January 1940. So we have some neutral force additions that occur at the beginning of the year. Northern, or I guess just Ireland. Ireland gets a, if you don't mind, I'm going to just do my purchases, go over my purchases. I was shoveling snow today and I fell on my right shoulder, and so lifting my arm is hard, so moving this camera around is tricky. So I'm just going to talk about my purchases, and then I'll zoom out the camera. We can do those neutral additions. Okay, purchases. I have 64 IPPs to spend. I'm going to get 2 militia for 4, 10 infantry for 30, so that's 34, 5 cavalry for 15, that's 49, 2 medium armor for 12, that's 61, and then I'm going to lend-lease 1 infantry to Finland for 3, that's 64 IPP. This other guy here is my free blue division. Okay, let's move the camera around. Maybe I'll go over here and zoom out a bit. Okay, so we've got some neutral force additions. In Ireland, there is another militia. So that gets this guy here. And in Switzerland, there's another mountain division and a fortification. My shoulder. Okay. And that fortification is on the Swiss-Bavarian border. There you go. Okay. The next addition is Anatolia gets an infantry. I'll check out if that's on camera. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure my opponents can find Anatolia there. And then the last one is Yugoslavia, which is going to be important because I'm going to attack Yugoslavia this turn. So my attack on the naval units in C-Zone 24 delayed my attack, which was going to be last turn on Yugoslavia. So there's an extra infantry there. Not sure how much of a difference that'll make in this battle. Okay, I wanted to talk about Finland and what happens if you sign the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So Madman Dean signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with me, and he, on his turn, he came with his fleet in C-Zone 16 into C-Zone 14 and attacked the Finnish coastal defense ship. But Morton posted on Discord that that's not, he gave thumbs up when people said, no, you can't do that. Also, he blockaded this port up in Lapland, but he really can't do that. All he can do is invade Karjala. So I asked him if he wanted to have these units, instead of moving up there, if he wanted to move them into C-Zone 16, and he replied that he did. So those those Russian boats are in the rest of his fleet in C-Zone 16. And then finally, I wanted to talk to the viewers about Vichy. I know that there had been hope that Vichy would have a more active role. I shouldn't have taken that torpedo boat destroyer. I should have taken damage to my battleship. Then I could have blockaded. But if I wanted to build a boat for Vichy, I could build one with Germany and send it down, but I'd have to pass through ships to get there, and I'd have 2 interdiction rolls. It's just not worth doing that. And then, furthermore, if I wanted to build the Vichy battleship there in southern France, I'd have to pay 10 and take 2 turns to do it. Basically, I can't compete with the incredible Lend-Lease. You know, the Americans can send something, the Commonwealth can send something, and the Free French can build something. So I'm going to put my tail between my legs with the Vichy, whimper, and slink back home. So let's do some tech rolls. I got to tell you, I am very disheartened with my luck. I I got 1 out of 5 last turn. Come on, now here we go. Okay, I'm going to roll for advanced mechanized infantry, jet fighters, radar, wartime economy, and improved factories. I really feel like what would be justice is 4 out of 5. That would be fitting. Let's see. Okay, so my first roll is advanced mechanized. I succeed with an 11. Oh, my second roll for jet fighters, I fail by 1. I rolled a 7. The next roll with radar, I succeed with an 11. God damn it! I failed with wartime economy with a 4, and I failed with improved factories with a 3. I mean, it's just so galling. Oh boy. Okay, so I went up to stage 3 with radar. I went up to stage 3 on advanced mechanized. So on 3 out of the last 10, 30%. Painful. I already went over my purchases. Combat movement. Okay, let's look at what's going on here. Let me see if I can make an adjustment. This is awkward left-handed. I think that's pretty good. I think you can see pretty much everything. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit without going too much. Okay, but I am going to go into Denmark up here. Oh yeah, I already changed the British because I'm going to declare war on the Netherlands, and that's going to make these 3 neutral ships go British. And I also got out some rondels. I'm going to have Suriname go up, or turn British. I changed the infantry there to British infantry, and that's +1 to the British economy. They're up to 28. No, I shouldn't do it that way. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep track of the Netherlands. The Netherlands has 1 point of income for Britain to spend. I should get a different rondel. Sorry about this. Where is the Netherlands? Don't use this one very often. Okay, so the gist is that the British get this ability to use the Dutch income, which is only 1, unless I fail to take the Netherlands. But they get to use that income. They can either use it for any of the 3 Commonwealth countries. They basically have $1 or 1 IPP that's flexible, and they can use that whenever it's the collect income phase. At the end of the turn, Panzer J could say, hey, I want that 1 extra 1 to go to Great Britain, or I want it to go to Anzac. He has to do it at the collect income, but he has that flexibility. That's why I'm tracking that one separately. Let's see. All right, so now we can actually do some combat movement. 1 coastal submarine is going to move from Sea Zone 15 over here to Sea Zone 13. 2 submarines from here in Sea Zone 24 are going to come up here to Sea Zone 13. I'm going to attack that coastal defense ship with 3 subs and a coastal sub. 2 submarines are going to go from Sea Zone 24 down to Sea Zone 48 and do some convoy raiding. 1 air transport in Western Germany is going to pick up this airborne infantry, and this infantry is going to walk in, and this fighter is going to fly into Denmark. So Denmark's going to be hit by an infantry, an airborne infantry, and a fighter. 3 infantry are going to move from Western Germany into the Netherlands. This tactical bomber and this fighter are going to fly into the Netherlands. So it's going to be 3 infantry, a fighter, and a tactical bomber versus 2 infantry in the Netherlands. All right, now Yugoslavia. Basically, everything in Romania is going into Yugoslavia. Hungary, the 2 infantry are going into Yugoslavia. These 5 infantry are going into Yugoslavia. And also this bomber and this fighter from Paris are going to fly over here and go into Yugoslavia. So Yugoslavia is going to be hit by 7 infantry, 1 motorized infantry, 6 cavalry. 5 of them came from Bavaria, and then 1 came from Romania. 2 fighters and 1 bomber, medium bomber. I think that is all my combat movement. So now we can do combat rolling the dice. Let's zoom around over to here. Took a total like Klondike cop spill on the ice where feet up in the air and landed on my shoulder, and I cannot lift my arm up. Whoops. So I'm using my left hand. Okay, yeah, that's good. I think we're in good shape. All right, let's just start north and work our way down south. So the first battle is going to be those subs. I've got, my thought is, I've got a lot of first strikes because he doesn't have a destroyer. So he might not even get a shot back. I don't even have my dice out. So I know I've got the coastal sub, that's 1 at 2. And then I've got 3 subs at 3, and he has 1 at 6. Hopefully it won't come to that. So the coastal sub is 1 at 2. Miss, and then 3 submarines at 3. Hit. And I do have first strike, so he doesn't get a shot back. Okay. Think through that, just doubly sure. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, he doesn't get a shot back. Okie dokie. Next is Denmark. So I have 1 paratrooper, or I guess I have 1 infantry at 2. There's no river or anything like that. It's just clear terrain. And that's a miss. And then I have 1 airborne infantry at 3. That's a miss. And then I've got that fighter at 6. That's a hit. Okay, now he does get a defense back. Militia fires at 2. Miss. Okay, Denmark is taken by the Germans. So that will make me go up 1. Let's put a little rondel there in Denmark. And then also, importantly, whenever you take Denmark, this is a really good time to remember to take out 3 rondels for the British. And a lot of times I forget this, so I try to do it right at this moment when Denmark falls. Because the places to put it in are Greenland, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands. I might be mispronouncing that. Okay, so that puts Germany up 1, which gets them up to 43. It'd be 46 for Panzer J, who lumps it together, or 47, I mean, for Panzer J, who lumps it together at the Vichy. That is that battle. Now, the next battle is the Netherlands. The Netherlands, whoops, sorry guys. I had set out, you can see on the battle board, that I was going to attack Panzer J's seaplane. He had initially told us that he was going to keep his seaplane in the sea zone 24. And I thought that I would attack it and not attack the Netherlands. So the Dutch ships would have just stayed neutral again. But then Panzer J, he was at work and he thought better of it. He thought, oh boy, I better not leave that seaplane in sea zone 24. So that was what that attack was about. I'm at the Netherlands. Okay, the Netherlands. There's no terrain. I've got 3 infantry, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. The 3 infantry are attacking at 2. So here's our 3 at 2. Miss. And then I've got 1 fighter at 6. And that is a miss. And then I've got a tactical bomber at 7. It doesn't really matter about its target selection. Okay, this is going horribly. And he's got 2 at 4. He gets a hit. Ugh. This is potentially bad. Okay, I've got 2 infantry at 2. Maybe I should have brought more stuff. 1 at 6. Jesus. And 1 at 7. Hit. Okay, he has 2 infantry still. Hopefully he will miss. Shit. Okay, so I have 1 infantry and he has 1 infantry. So here's my 1 at 2. And my stupid fighter that I don't think is hit yet. Okay, insulting your units doesn't help. And then 1 at 7. Okay. Oh man, this is going to be humiliating. God damn it. Well, it's definitely cocked. It's a strange situation where there's 2 hits, but I think that's pretty clearly cocked. I'm going to move the camera so that to make sure Panzer J agrees that that die is, oh god, totally cocked. What? Hopefully you can see that that die is up on its end. So, all right. Now trying to get this back. God. I am really hurting right now. Okay. So I'm going to re-roll that one. I hope that's okay with you, Panzer. Okay, good. I feel somewhat conflicted, but it really was cocked. So, all right, the Netherlands barely taken with 1 infantry. And that's worth 2. I didn't give this one already to Britain. You know, I didn't give the 2 points to Britain yet because I'm thinking that I was going to take it. It was a lot closer than I thought. We'll go up to 45 or 49 for Panzer. All right, next, what's the next battle? Let's see. Did the Netherlands? Yugoslavia. Okay, yes. Yugoslavia. So I have 7. I really have 8 at 1. 2, 4, 6, 8 at 1 because I'm counting the mountain infantry, or not the mountain infantry, the motorized infantry. The motorized infantry and 7 regular infantry are at 1. That's 1 hit. Okay, I just was looking. Romania does face a river, so, but you can only go down 1. I can't go down 2 for the mountain. Okay, never mind. So I'm okay. So I have 6 at 2 next. 2, 4. Let's get these guys out of the way. I've got 1 hit so far. And then I need 2 more at 2. These are the cavalry. Jesus. Okay, well, so you would figure, but I did get a little bit lucky. Not, maybe not. 8 at 1. All right, and then I have 1. No, I have 2 at 6. One hit, so that puts me up to 2. And then I've got 1 at 7, the medium bomber. And that's a hit. Okay, so total, I hit him 3 times. All right. I guess I don't need to keep track of this because I've got it on the battle board. Now, he's got the 2 at 2 for his cavalry. Miss, and he's got 4 at 4 for the infantry. He would have had 3, but I'm attacking him this turn, so let's see what that extra infantry. 1 hit. Okay, so that's pretty average. Let's see. No, he could have had 1.5 on average. I think I'll take a cavalry. All right, next round. He has 3 infantry. So, I've got the 7 at 1. 2, 4, 6, 7 this time. Okay, 1 hit. And now I've got 5 at 2, because I took a cavalry. Oh, I only rolled 7. I get to roll 8, because I didn't take the infantry. Okay. Now I've got 5 at 2 with the cavalry. Miss. that's stupid cavalry. I'm 11 shots at 2, and they can't hit. And then I've got the 2 at 6 with the 2 fighters. 1, 2. That's all I need. In case I've made a mistake, I'm just going to roll the medium bomber just to be on the safe side. Okay. That was a hit if I needed it. And he's got 3 at 4. 1 hit. Okay, so I'll take another cavalry. I take it with 7 infantry, 1 motorized, 4 cavalry, and go up 3 for Germany. It's interesting, I sent a lot of my forces to Yugoslavia, and it turned out that I didn't send enough to Netherlands. Sometimes that happens, you just don't know where you're going to need it. I debated this Yugoslavian torpedo boat destroyer, debated going for it, but I decided I'm just going to give it to the British, not put up a fight, because I was worried it would get lucky on a 1 out of 6 and kill one of my aircraft, and I'd be kicking myself. So I changed that one over for you, Panzer J. And then Germany goes up 3. I have Germany at 48. Is that correct? Is there anything I'm missing? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. No, I've got my 2, I know what I'm missing. My submarine, I've got 2 convoy raids. I don't know if I'll get as lucky as I did last time. This is both in C-Zone 48. Here's the first one. Some people play with Canada at War, where if you have 2 subs in the same C-Zone like this, you get a +1. But we don't use that. We're not using that expansion, so it's just straight up +2. Red is attacker. Friggin' awesome. All right, so the max I can do is 6. I did 7 minus 1. That's 6 right off the bat. So I don't even need to roll for the other one. I have had really good. That's the 20th point of convoy rating damage I have done to Panzer J this game. 14 on that first turn, and then I just now did 6. So I have Great Britain at 26. Correct me if I'm wrong. They had 32. I just did 6 points of damage. I can't do more damage than that. So I could have. I'm filming this, by the way, guys. I'm filming this turn before Knights Templar has done his turn, and I'm going to wait for Knights Templar to release his turn, but there's no way legally that he can put units in C-Zone 48, because he has to only put units on escort duty that are within 3 C-Zones of the United States, and 48 is 4 C-Zones, so and it's open, so that's why I put both boats there, if you're wondering why I didn't attack somewhere else. I think that's the end of the combat phase. So let's zoom out. Rotate around. Zoom out a bit. I think that's pretty good, right? Okay, maybe I can zoom in just a scooch. All right. 1 infantry. Now, can you see Finland, or did I just zoomed in too much? Okay, 1 infantry in southern Finland is going to move up to Lapland. Okay. This Finnish coastal defense ship is going to move over to C-Zone 15. 1 fighter that flew up to Denmark is going to fly back to Western Germany. This plane that's on map is going to fly back to Western Germany. So for my opponents, well, I guess I should review after I do all this movement. I've been doing a bad job. I haven't been giving my opponents a review of what units are where. I'll try to do a better job at the end of this turn. The air transport will fly back to Western Germany. The fighter and the tactical bomber that was in the Netherlands is going to land over in Western Germany. the fighter that was in the Netherlands is going to land in Paris. It had a movement of 4. It started in Normandy. 1, 2. Oh, wait. I know what I'm doing. The plane that took off from Denmark, it had a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It lands in in Paris. And the one that took off from Normandy, 1, 2, 3, it can land in Western Germany. All right. The medium bomber and 2 fighters that were in Romania are going to land, that were in Yugoslavia, are going to land in Romania. All this stuff is in here. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. Okay, 1 naval transport that's here in Sea Zone 15 will pick up 1 infantry from Western Germany and put it in Eastern Prussia, or in East Prussia. 1 artillery will move from Dolnoslaski to Slovakia. 1 medium armor that's in Bohemia will move to Slovakia. 5 medium armor and 5 self-propelled artillery that are in Bavaria will move to Slovakia. 1 mountain infantry will move from Bavaria to Austria. 1 infantry will move from Normandy to Paris. That'll be this chip. And 1 infantry will move from Normandy to Aquitaine. Strategic naval or strategic rail movement. 2 infantry will rail from Berlin to Warsaw. So they'll go on to this task force card, or this task force. One infantry will rail from Western Germany to Romania. 1 infantry will rail from Picardy to Romania. That's 4 total rail movements. Let me just look over and see if there's anything I'm missing. Okay, I don't think so. I think I moved everything I want to move. Placement of units. So I've got 10 infantry to place. 1 of them is going to be placed in Romania. So that gets me up to 3 infantry there in Romania. 1 will be placed in Warsaw. Five cavalry, this is cavalry, will be placed in Eastern Germany. Two medium armor will be placed in Bohemia. Awkward with my left arm. 1 infantry will be placed in Berlin, and the blue infantry division will be placed. The blue division will be placed in Berlin. 1 infantry will be placed in Bavaria. 1 infantry will be placed in Paris. 5 infantry will be placed in Western Germany. Okay, 2 militia will be placed in Paris. That's illegal. Sorry, guys. I'll place one in Paris and one in Western Germany. I didn't realize until the moment that I said, okay, 2 are going to be placed in Paris. Then all of a sudden my brain remembered that there's that rule about the most militia you can place in an enemy possessed territory. You know, you take something from someone else is 1 militia. That's why I changed that. Didn't realize that. I'm really proud of myself because normally I forget the rules when I'm filming and remember them when I'm preparing in advance. This time I forgot it in preparing the turn and then remembered it as I was placing it. So during the place units phase, Germany can elect to align one of the Axis minors that's in the 3 turns following the fall of France. And so this is the 3rd turn, and I'm going to align Bulgaria. So those units will switch over. That puts Germany up to 49 or 53, depending on how you track it. Okay, controlled minor recruitment roles. Before I do that, let's just go over my units for the mental health of my opponents. Let them know what's where. Okay, East Prussia has 1 infantry. Warsaw has 9 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 anti-aircraft artillery. Dolnoslaski has 1 infantry. Slovakia has 6 medium armor, 5 self-propelled artillery, and 1 artillery. Romania has 3 infantry, 2 fighters, and 1 medium bomber. There is a German torpedo boat destroyer in Sea Zone 35. Bulgaria has its starting forces of 2 infantry, 1 cavalry. Yugoslavia has 7 infantry, 1 motorized infantry, and 4 cavalry. Austria has 1 mountain infantry. Bohemia has 2 medium armor. Berlin has 2 infantry, 1 militia. Eastern Germany has 5 cavalry. Western Germany has 2 militia, 5 infantry, 2 fighters, 1 seaplane, 1 air transport, 1 tactical bomber. Sea Zone 13 has 3 subs and 1 coastal sub. Sea Zone 48 has 2 submarines. Aquitaine has a militia and an infantry. Paris has 2 militia and 4 infantry. Alsace-Lorraine has 1 militia, 1 infantry. Oh, I forgot to do the Finnish Lend-Lease guy. I have to create him somewhere else. Like, I can create him in Bavaria, then send him by rail to Eastern Germany, then send him around here and have him land in Lapland, coming in through this port right here. Okay, now we can do the recruitment roles. They're both at 2. The first one is for Vichy, France, and the second one is for Finland. Let's see what happens. Watch, I'll roll high. Now that I need low rolls, you can tell I'm bitter. The wartime economy is what really gets me bitter. Okay, the first roll for Vichy was a 7, and the second roll for Finland was a 4. I collect income. I have 49 plus 3 for Sweden, plus 3 for Romania, plus 4 for Vichy, plus 5 for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. That's 64 IPP. Next up is Madman Dan with turn 8.2 USSR.